Welcome back to the Trek Planner. My name is Jeff, and I have a fun trek for us planned today. A place I found by accident. So this is going to be a random adventure. So I was turning the corner, and I see like this window in this cave in the distance staring right back at me. And I was like, what is this thing? So I got out my binoculars and I could see, looks like a ruin. And it looks way high up there. Like when I saw it, I was like, how did they even get up there? It must be 200 feet. So I'm not sure what is going on, but I'm going to check it out right now. Thank you for joining me. Let's get going. And there's this dirt trail here. I tried to drive the truck down, got about that far back there. There's these huge ruts that I probably wouldn't have been able to get out of. So I just stopped and decided to hike the rest of the way. Okay, so the vegetation is really thick, and I can't really tell where I'm going, but I think it's over here, but it's just so thick. Where am I supposed to go? I don't see any obvious trails, but I am going to get out the drone to kind of scout for a way over there, because this is just, I just don't know where I'm going. Well, this is different scenery than what I'm used to. Wow. Beautiful though. Okay, I think I'm following this game trail. Saw some deer droppings down there. I think I came the wrong way. There's like a nice gully right there. Look at these wild berries. They look like wild blueberries or huckleberries. I'm not gonna eat them though. Okay, this is 10 times harder than it needed to be. But I saw that blueberry bush, so it made it all worth it. All this bushwhacking. Well, I'm almost to the bottom of this gully. There's this nice trail that I was missing the whole time. There's like a little hook right there. You can see it. Just sitting on that little branch. Watch, oh, there it goes. This trail looks pretty overgrown. Wow. So I see more ruins up in that larger cave up there. How did they get up there? So that's where it is, up there, that cave. There's another cave to the right, and there's one just below it. But this trail keeps going. Yeah, I just don't think I'm going to be able to get up there. So I'm going to get out the drone again. And yeah, we'll get closer. I discovered 3 separate caves, each containing significant archaeological sites. In this video, I label the caves with ruins as Cave 1, Cave 2, and Cave 3. From the drone shots, you can clearly see just how high these structures are. And for reference, some of these ponderosa pine trees are about 80 feet tall, and they can grow even taller, sometimes over 200 feet. Let's start with Cave 1. This cave seemed to be the most difficult to reach, but it also appears to extend the farthest inward. It's almost as if the ancients placed logs here to prevent the floor from sliding out. Not many substantial structures remain inside the cave, aside from a bunch of debris and some branches. I know it's going to be hard to understand what's going on in the caves without making a personal visit, but that's okay, that's how it should be. Our goal is to explore these sites respectfully and gain a glimpse into the lives of the people who once called this place home. Look at how many stones are in here. There must have been quite a few structures before. And I see signs that this cave may have been looted, as you can see several pits in the back of the cave. Cave 1 probably goes back 30 to 40 feet or so. I'm sure the ancients who called this place home would have felt safe living in this cave this high up from the ground. Cave 2 is right below Cave 1, and it's in the best shape, still showcasing incredible masonry. This is the ruin I saw from a distance, with a long pole sticking out. Could the pole have been used for securing rope so people could climb up? Notice how the ancients built this using a mix of wood, stones, and mortar to make everything as tight as possible. You can even see a few wooden brackets, keeping the wood pieces in place. Looking back on it, I realize I've never seen anything quite like this before. And this structure is in remarkable condition, especially considering its age. It's so well preserved that it hardly seems fair to call it a ruin. The stones used in making this appear to have been cut to make them smoother. This is an incredible structure, and one that has lasted because it's so impossible to reach. Reaching both Cave 1 and Cave 2 would require ropes and harnesses. However, using this type of equipment and rock climbing to access sites like this is illegal. Besides, just look at how steep this area is. I have great respect and admiration for the skill and ingenuity it took for the ancients to build in such challenging locations. If you have been a long-time subscriber to my channel, you know how much I love those carved hand and footholds, often called Moki steps. I didn't spot any here, or any rock art for that matter. That doesn't mean there isn't any. It just means I'll have to come back and do some more exploring. Now let's go see Cave 3. I think you're going to be surprised by what's inside of this. Cave 3 features the largest structures, and it seems pretty difficult to reach, so for now, we'll keep using the drone to explore it. As we get closer, you will begin to see how the ancients made these, using stones and wood as supports seemingly to block the entrance to the cave. I've never seen this much ancient wood piled in a single place. All this wood makes me wonder if a platform was created to prevent entry. If intruders were trying to gain access, those behind these walls could have shot arrows or thrown spears down at them. This is clearly an open archaeological area, with so much happening here that we should keep our distance. However, I try to capture closer views using the drone. If I'm not mistaken, it looks like there is no mortar in these walls. Could this suggest that they were simply just defensive barriers, perhaps intended to protect people and dwellings behind them? What do you think? And what kind of climate or conditions might have led these people to build in such steep and dangerous places? You might be wondering if there is anything inside of these ruins. Well, I didn't see much in Cave 1 or Cave 3. But what about Cave 2? Using some software, I brought up the shadows, and we can now see that it's just rubble. But if we look up, we can see these logs placed almost like they are anchors, which I find very interesting. Most likely, whatever was in here has long been destroyed or looted by illegal pot hunters. What did you guys think of those ruins? So I think we saw 3 ruins, right? Man, they were so cool. Especially that one that still had that front on it, that wall. From the bottom of that to that first ruin, probably like 75 feet. So they must have some very tall ladders. And there are these ponderosa pines around, but they're huge, thick trees. So it's like, did they use those somehow? Or was there already a ponderosa pine there in the beginning and they just thought that was a great place to climb up? Like, all 3 of those are just impossible for us to get to, but they are so exciting to see. Like, just so interesting and fun. And I know I'm not the first person there, of course. It was new to me, maybe to you too. But that's kind of the draw, is we're just exploring. Thanks for being part of my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. And I'll see you on the next trek. Where will our next adventure lead us? Find out next time on the Trek Planner.